sewage points were conveyed at the moment, it's falling under the council.
It is a question for the officer, yes?
Yeah, it is, I can assure you. Really, to refer to Mr. Howson, I asked the developer about the effect on the 68 and the 167 earlier, but perhaps Mr. Howson can throw some more light on how these roads will take this additional 750 stroke 2,000 houses in the future.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councillor. Just to quickly touch on Councillor Robinson's points, which I think for the sake of brevity, it's difficult for us to go into extensive detail about the modelling work that's gone into the local plan. That's all been gone through as part of the local plan inquiry process. Those documents and detailed works are certainly there. If that's something you'd like to discuss with me, we can look at that another time. Just to pick up on what Councillor Lee said, so again, as part of the local plan modelling works, we satisfied the local plan inquiry that the local plan allocation.
It's not that line. I'll switch it off, but you might not see it stops screen.
Yes, as part of the local plan inquiry, we did extensive modelling works, and that was on all the major corridors within the borough, as well as wider strategic modelling on strategic networks, so the A1M junctions, the A66. So that concludes that all the life of the local plan, there is an impact, and if there was a do-nothing scenario in terms of that, then journey times they would increase very significantly. However, integral to the local plan document, there's a local plan infrastructure delivery plan, so that rolls out in 5-year increments the bits of kit and infrastructure that we need to deliver. So a lot of those are maximising capacity on our existing network, so the Coxton roundabouts are probably some of the most talked about in the public domain. But also in adding new capacity and alternate routes as part of the local plan allocation. So if you remember back to Constable Park as part of the interconnected Orchestra route to the north of Darlington, the road through Constable Park forms one route. Again, what we're looking at today from Rosewood to Burtree Lane also provides another part of that jigsaw puzzle. So again, when we start to model these alternate scenarios, when we deliver the mitigation infrastructure at the appropriate time, it does demonstrate that journey times have not been severely impacted, and in certain parts of the network they're significantly improved. So it's that rollout, and we're doing that. Some we've already delivered, and again, we're looking to bring them all forward at the earliest opportunity. This is approved today, that's another £1 million towards the Coxton schemes. So that's going to have significant improvements on the A68 journey times as we model them. Just to pick up a bit on what Councillor Durham raised about the point closure on the link road. There is a specific reason for that, and that's through the modelling work it showed that traffic was redistributed through the site. And if we were to do that before we got the White Horse Junction improvements completed on site, then that did add to queuing delays on the A167, so that's a specific reason for it. So that will be in place until we've got the White Horse Junction improvements secured and delivered on site, which is tied in with the scope allocation, and we will secure it on the previous Burtree farm site. So that's a sort of a brief overview of the modelling works and how we anticipate it coming forward. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any further questions?
That's got missed in the key one, obviously, is the discussion around foul drainage. I think it's important to sort of acknowledge the fact that in the formal consultation from London Water, they have said no objection to this application. I'm aware that it's a motor issue locally, and I completely understand the concern of members and local residents that it's something that needs to be given careful consideration, but behind that no objection sits Northern Water looking at their regulatory requirements, their investment strategies, the management of that capacity that's available and projecting that over time. and they've done that, and they've said that there isn't an issue. So I think it's important to stress this. They mentioned a few times that there was an issue with the capacity of the treatment works. I think it's important to say that the formal response from Northern Water says that there isn't, with regards to this plan application, it may be a wider matter that the regulatory channels that there's attention needs to be paid to when that investment is happening and when it's coming forward. But I think just as a principle, I wanted to clarify that. Another point of reassurance on the foul drainage point, there is a condition proposed on there from the Environment Agency, and one of the objectives gave reference to it, but I felt mischaracterised the reasoning for that condition a little. It requires a water framework directive assessment to be submitted and approved by the Environment Agency before any homes can be occupied. So there's a condition on there that provides a robust backstop which says you submit the full sort of drainage volumetric treatment calculations, and that's assessed by the Environment Agency as the regulator of the sewage treatment works, and unless we can demonstrate that that is satisfied, no development will happen, no additional flow will go through there. So I do feel that the application is been through the correct process, that there's an appropriate backstop on there, that we're already engaging consultants to produce that water framework directive assessment. And I'm confident that the initial conversations that I've had with them, the initial sort of numbers that have been run suggest to me that there won't be an issue with that water framework directive, but that sort of safeguard is there. Moving on to matters of affordable housing, I just wanted to clarify that Homes England act as the government's sort of housing and regeneration agency, and our intention is to intervene in the market to get housing delivered where the private sector wouldn't deliver it. And because of the master planning process that we went through, I'll start with the quality of the master plan. We recognise that this is a really high quality development, and we wanted to support that development going forward, but because of the extent of the infrastructure required up front, the private sector wouldn't deliver that. So Homes England were able to invest in that site over a time scale that the private sector wouldn't. And we felt it was really important to get that infrastructure in and up front from day one. And that has been the focus, because there really is only one opportunity to get that infrastructure provision right. Once, if we were to compromise quality or go back on cycle provision or landscaping, the development's going to be there for 100 years at least, and it'll always be suffering the consequences of that. So that was it was prioritised as part of a holistic view, because there is other mechanisms that we can explore to deliver affordable housing. And affordable housing is a central sort of part of what Homes England do, and it wasn't an easy decision to not include the affordable housing through section 106, but once planning permission has been accepted on the basis of the viability case, that there is separate funding mechanisms where we can we're looking to sort of maximise the benefits that we're delivering through a holistic approach.
Wind up, please.
I'll wind up, yes, sorry, Chair. Just to say, yeah, it was the holistic approach whereby we get the benefits of all of the infrastructure up front, and then we can work with the development partner, Helens, who are a registered provider of affordable housing, to get a win-win scenario. So I appreciate that. It's disappointing that we can't secure that through the usual section 106 mechanism, but we're going to endeavour to provide that policy equivalent level when development does come forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, it's a bit surprising if Homes England, the government housing development company, is putting the money forward if we talk about the private sector won't do the affordable housing. So if the road's getting paid for by the government, why can't the builders, new home builders, build the affordable housing? And remember, the adopted local plan is king. The planning committee should not divert from that. Yes, it does talks about an orbital road, and it's a local plan that puts 7 links of road together to form an orbital in a ring road. But is a local plan for Darlington, for the residents of Darlington, for the first-time buyers of Darlington, for the smaller families struggling to find affordable housing, should benefit? And there's a big shortfall of 4,646 affordable housing. Talking about the government, you know, the government's preferred affordable housing scheme is the First Homes, and I'll reiterate, a £250,000 home would be offered to a Darlington first-time buyer with key workers prioritised at £175,000. So it's a massive opportunity if you can get a conditioner 106 agreement that if these 750 houses are built, a 20% affordable housing is 150 affordable housing, which are desperately needed for Darlington. The own council document, you can look this up, dated October 2022, it now is part of the legally binding adopted local plan, states First Homes are a government preferred discounted market venture and should account for at least 25% of all affordable housing units.
Mr. Clark,
Sorry, Chair.
No, sorry. The planning office has made it very clear.
Yeah.
This application doesn't give permission for one single property. Now, as all you've done, it's your second time up, is talk about the properties.
Yeah.
It'll be the right time to do that with the detailed planning application. We appreciate your passion and your concern, but stick to this application, which is not a single house being built.
Right, but 750 houses...
Sorry, sir, I'm going to have to stop.
Just 37 for First Homes. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Wallace, would you like to put the microphone?
Thank you.
Thank you. Very quick. I've got 4 votes like for a council in this particular committee are implicit and are key to the way forward for the sewage issue. So if you pass houses, and I appreciate that this isn't directly houses, then Northumbrian Water have to, by law, connect them to the sewage system. So they haven't got a say in the matter, you have. There are already 3,000 houses that are approved to go into the network today. Never mind the section 750. Sorry, just one other question, Councillor Allen. I might be able to answer your question for you. The road, the Spine Road, the drainage on the Spine Road will be Darlington Borough Council's drainage, not Northumbrian Water's drainage. So it's for Darlington Borough Council to decide how and where that water goes to. At the very least, because it's a highway drain, at the very least, it should be very clear in this application or this approval the timelines that you give to this particular application. In my opinion, the first house that's occupied should be after 2030, but that's just in my opinion. Because if you approve it, Northumbrian Water will have to make that connection. They run the gauntlet of being caught by the EA, which they will in the next 5 years. Absolutely will. And you can stand back and say, we said it was okay. But you can imagine what could go on there. I'm not going down the lines. Yes, Northumbrian Water can and will shuffle money around to be able to deal with the problem in hand. That will rob something else that they've promised the government. So they are really running around chasing their tails. If they do that, but they do it, let me assure you that they do. However, the construction takes a lot of time, and there is no forward thought being gone into at the moment as to how to deal with the capacity of Cecil. They are going to work on it in the next 2 years for the point from 2030 onwards. So bear that in mind, please, as well. Just finally, the combined system issue, which is obviously adding to the problem at Cecil and the CSOs. 25% of the area of Darlington is combined, and all the roads in that area, which is the old part of Darlington, are connected as a combined system. So Darlington Borough Council can actually do themselves a favour by taking the surface water out of their roads and giving the capacity to the sewage network to allow the houses to happen. Now, I appreciate that that's not directly associated with the application, but there are such a lot of connectivity issues here that need to be thought about. Thank you.
Thank you very much.